Good morning, guys. It is Sonia, and we're ready to rock and roll on this Friday. Who else is easing into the day? The coffee does make it a little bit better. Look at this cute little coffee cup. I mean, how could that not put a smile on your face this morning? So, who is here with me? Who is still waking up, and or who is up and like been up for hours? That is not me. I'm like you. I'm just easing into the day today. We had a snowstorm last night. Sandy says, good morning, creative souls. Hey, Naomi, I'm so glad you're here. We had a snowstorm last night and everything is white and bright outside right now. It's absolutely beautiful, but the roads, they look terrible. You know, when the roads get really terrible and they get like really, it's not slushy, they just get really like dirty looking. You know what I mean? Because they're just so slimy right now and slick. So our store opens today on Friday at 11 o'clock. And so we're making a call on whether or not to make it's going to be about a 3-hour drive and whether or not it's going to be safe to travel on the roads this morning, right? That's a beautiful thing about when you own your own business is that you get to a point where, you know, you're just like, you realize you can set your own boundaries and not everything is worth your personal peace or personal safety. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Life will go on. So Naomi says, good morning. It's 9 o'clock there. Oh, you are an hour ahead of us. Hey, Jocelyn, how are you? Lisa, Jerry, Brittany, snowstorm headed your way. What, you got to get your Matt says, I'm here. I can hear him saying that in his voice as well. So make sure you get your toilet paper, milk, and bread. That's what you're supposed to get, right? Happy Friday, Sharon. Sharon, is it a 3-day weekend? Is it a 3-day weekend for a lot of people? Oh my gosh, I gotta go look at, I just feel like I've been so busy that I haven't even looked. All right, so today I wanted to continue on and talk to you guys about Facebook Live, because if you haven't heard me say it before, get used to it, because this is the honest to goodness truth that the fastest way you can grow your business today is by mastering, and not just Facebook Live. You should definitely do Facebook, because especially if that is where your audience lives, if that is where the majority of your customers are, you definitely want to go there. I just know in Facebook that that is like the biggest place that people are right now in terms of social apps. And so go where people are to let them know about what you have, right? Your product, your service, your solution. And if you can master and feel confident about doing live streams, it's the fastest way to build connection. It's the fastest way to get a message through, trying to type something out and blogging and all that sort of stuff. Blogging is definitely still a thing. You can make a ton of money blogging. We'll talk about that as well here in the group. But live video has really, really overtaken. And it's just an amazing way, because even when you're talking about something, there's nothing better than seeing a picture of something and then seeing a video of something come to life, right? Kim says, you got 9 inches of snow on the ground. Holy moly, you staying home today, working on your dressers? Linda says, oh, that's right. I guess that is, holy moly, we're into like the 17th of January. Sharon says, Sharon saying hello. Oh, your decoupage, very, very nice. It is nice to, when it's a bad day outside and the weather's just really not good, stay home, right? Like I said, some things are just not worth your peace. And never do something in your business that, you know what, that you just feel a certain way. That if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. I learned that a long time ago, and it's the truth, because sometimes we beat ourselves up, or we're like, I don't know, I should do it, or they want me to do it. And, you know, inside you have this gut feeling, they want me to do this, and I think it's a bad idea, whatever it is. You know, if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. So yes, sometimes, you know what, I think Mother Nature throws things like that at you and says, stay home today, slow down. And it doesn't mean that, you know, you're not going to work, in this example of staying home today if the roads are too bad to go out. There's other things that need to be done, right? There's always something that needs to be done. Sandy says, the invite tool was huge to learn this, Sonia. Good, I am glad you are using it. Make use of it every single day and stay on top of it. Oh, Jocelyn's going to go live with her youngest around noon today. You got it, girl. Show that you are a mom, that you are a normal, personable person, all right? That you are a regular person. So last night I sat down and I wrote down some of my best tips. And I want to like really go into live video, because like I said, if you can master this, your business success will definitely fast track. All right. So yesterday, one of the things we talked about was being personable, that in this world of the highlight reel, everything being perfect, that people actually enjoy seeing people that are normal, that make them feel normal, right? And not like they have to strive for perfection, okay? So being personable is important. We talked about yesterday, thinking about somebody who is your friend. So Jocelyn, when you and your son go live, think about, a warm, loving friend on the other side that asks you a question, right? And you're going to answer it. So have a plan is very, very important. I want to continue with that today, right? Before a singer, before an entertainer takes the stage, and even though there's not like giant spotlights and we're not going to have a manager, this is real life, right? Which is awesome. Think about it in business. When you don't have a ton of people involved with you, if I get off this live and I go, I think I'm going to go live over on my business page and talk about blah, 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 I can do that, right? I can have a quick meeting with myself. And if I'm feeling like it, go do it. Think about businesses that get caught up in red tape and it takes forever to make a decision, right? You're able to go straight to your customer. You're able to find out what they're up to today, what their pain points are, meaning that not what pain they're in, but what they need help with, how you can help them, because business is about relationships. And so it is awesome that you might think that you're a small business and it's just you. Well, that's how typically all businesses start. But you have the power to be able to make a change right now, this second. If you want to change direction with your business right now, this second, you can. You don't need to plan a meeting next Friday and make sure all the board members can attend, make sure everybody votes to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this, right? So that is a beautiful thing. And you'll hear people, if you ever listen to any podcasts where people go on and they sell their businesses or they take in partnerships and all these sorts of things, it changes the dimension of the business. And you lose a lot of control, right? You're in full control right now. That's a wonderful thing. So if you don't like what you're doing, just change it, right? It's never too late to change it. But having a plan is important because you never want to waste people's time in a time when people are more busier than ever, right? So before you go live, ask yourself, what is the purpose? What is the why of going live? How am I going to serve my audience? Am I wasting their time? What are they going to get out of this live? So we should take our time to think about, all right, am I going to do a live? And I have a bunch of ideas that I want to throw out to you guys so you can start thinking about, okay, I'm going to do a live or I'm going to continue to do lives. What are some things that work really, really well? That's what I want to zone in on this morning. But yeah, you're going to have a plan. And tomorrow, I want to talk to you guys about developing a plan for that Facebook in terms of what you're going to say when you come on, okay? Like, what are some important things that you should say to keep your Facebook Live moving along? And how to address your audience, all right? Just like a book has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and that makes for a really nice read. When you think of your Facebook Live that way, the beginning, the middle, and the end, and what goes in each part, it actually makes it a whole lot more easier to approach it and hit the go live button, all right? Another good thing that really helps is so you're going to have a plan. Why am I doing this, right? And we'll talk about what we're going to teach as part of the plan in just a second. Also, practice in advance, all right, before you go live. So this is something that I personally do before I go live. Nothing is scripted when I go live. And if I'm doing like something that involves a DIY where I'm doing a project or something like that, then this is my mental preparation and how I do a run through, how I practice, okay? I probably, unless I made one before and somebody saw it, then I have something already done. But usually I'm making it on the fly, right? It's a dresser that's never been painted before or something like that. And I'm pulling out my junk monkey paint and doing what I got to do with it. So for me, what I do is I think to myself before I hit the go live button, okay, so the reason why I'm going live today is because I got a question about how to glaze, how to give an antique look to your painted furniture and how to get a tea stain look, just something that looks a little more grungy, been around the block. And people want to know how to glaze, and they're confused on exactly what glaze is. Okay, that's enough of a topic right there. I could talk to the cows come home, which is why I said earlier this week, going into a business that you're already good at something that you can talk about very easily is going to really help you in business because it's authentically you. It's inside. Somebody just needs to ask the question, and you can spew it out, okay? And you can fill up a Facebook Live to what we talked about yesterday to get to a point of being at least 10 minutes, right? Like being in a good zone right there. So Facebook has the opportunity to send out your broadcast so it gets to as many people as possible so you have the biggest impact as possible, right? So you will grow when you do Facebook Lives. You will grow just what's called a tribe, right? Have you ever heard the expression, your vibe attracts your tribe? What it means is people see what you're doing and they like you and they like what you got going on. It's like in real life, right? Like how you connect. You can be in a room with a bunch of people and then, you're sitting around a couple people, but there's this one person on the side that, you tell a joke and you connect with. Or you're having a conversation and you realize, oh my gosh, I do that too. Or there's some sort of connection there. Last night I did the live stream over here on my other YouTube channel, just my Sonia Miller, my Thrift Junk Creative channel. And I shared last night that I was a huge couponer, and I got so many messages going, oh my gosh, I love that too, right? You realize there's more people out there just like you, and your vibe attracts your tribe. You just get a group of people around you that they go, oh my gosh, I'm totally into this too, right? And we want to fit in and we want to be able to be a part of something, right? It's hard to be alone. Everybody wants a community, right? And they want to be able, sometimes, we could be married to people, we could have, be under the same roof as people, but feel very alone in what we do and with our hobby, our passion, what our business is. Because, I look at Matt and Matt got pulled into the paint world, right? Like, he holds the camera for me and he's probably like, oh my gosh, there ain't nothing I haven't seen Sonia paint before. But when the camera goes off, that's always me painting, right? He got sucked into this world. So sometimes, I could talk to you guys about, I don't know, something that maybe he wouldn't get, right? So always remember that even under your own house and you're under your own roof and you're talking to somebody, they have their own things that they're into. So, replicate. And when they're talking about something that they're excited about, give them love too and support them, right? So if you want more support, then support the person that's around you. And when they share with you what their interests are, give them some love back too, right? But we're all so different, which is the most beautiful thing. But when you go live, people start to see your vibe and you begin to have a tribe, okay? And you set the culture for what it is and for just how it is. Everybody has different cultures in their business. Some cultures in business exist where it's totally okay to say, like, drop the F-bomb and I don't know, just be whatever and be super, super sarcastic. And it's just a different sort of culture. For me, I tend to stay to the positive side and, life is hard enough as it is. And we're all just a squirrel trying to get a nut. I just posted on my Facebook page, a squirrel eating an avocado. So I think that one came to my mind. But you can create whatever kind of culture you want, right? And whatever you put out, that is what you're going to receive back. And so going live is a beautiful way to make relationships with people. And you're not alone. In fact, you'll have people that show up on your lives over and over again to support you. Listen, we're going live here this morning, and we have all you guys are friends. You guys are helping me this morning. You're being moderators this morning. You have people around that will come around you when you're giving value and you're doing something good. They're going to be there to support you, right? Because they know what you stand for. So you can make friends online that will be there by your side. So practice in advance and do a run through. I started to say this. So let's say, for example, I'm going to DIY this cup right here, okay? And so there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it. Before I go live, I already know in my mind, okay, somebody wanted me to show them how to glaze. I'll use this as an example. Okay, perfect. All right, so Sonia, you're going to go live. And then I do the run through in my mind. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to show them is that, okay, you got to paint your piece. So grab your piece with Junk Monkey paint. So I got my piece, okay? I got my can of Junk Monkey paint. Okay, in order to paint, like I will literally see myself doing this in my head. Okay, the paintbrush. I'm going to do the paintbrush. All right, let me get the paintbrush. Is it clean? Okay, I got my paintbrush. So we paint the piece. Even like if you got to mock it up yourself. Like, okay, we're painting the piece. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to have to dry it. Oh my gosh, I'm going live. I got to plug in my heat gun. All right, plug in my heat gun so that we can get this done real quick. All right, and then we would dry it. All right, and the next thing that we can do, then I'll show them if they want to glaze. I better grab this over here because they want to glaze. I got to make sure I got my sand pad. And then we're going to glaze. Need something to dust off the dust with. Okay, then what comes next? All right, I got my bottle of glaze right here. I can show them there's black, there's brown, there's white, there's teal. You can mix them, whatever you want to do. I got that here with me. Going to need some cheesecloth because that's how I put the glaze on. Going to need a brush to brush the glaze on. Okay, all right, sounds good. A little bit of my spray bottle. Do you see what I'm saying? If you go live and I don't have all those things, then you will lose people. They'll go, this girl is so like, she is all over the map. I have not got time for this. And some people will even tell you, all right? And sometimes mistakes happen. That's totally okay. This is real life and this is human. But the better you can get at this, especially at a time when there's so much stuff going on. I mean, you go in your feed and it just goes on and on. You can scroll for miles. Well, how are you going to make yourself stand out? One thing that you can do to help yourself is making sure you got all the tools that you need before you go live, right? So you don't have to leave the scene. One of the worst things that you can do, yesterday I told you, it was coming on and just completely just waiting for people to show up, waiting for, oh, we'll just wait for a few more people to come on. Why? Because the people that are there are not that important? No, you don't do that, right? Now you can talk a little, you can talk a little bit and maybe get into the meat of something and wait a little bit and knowing that Facebook takes a little bit of time to reach anybody, but that's an important thing, right? Super important thing. So when you start your live, and get off the ground, say hello to people. Don't just sit there like a lump on a log and not say anything, okay? And the other really good thing that you can think of, the other important thing not to do is, let's say, you forget that stuff or something happens where you're not put together. Leaving the camera frame is never a good thing, all right? Leaving the camera frame, if you ever been on live where people are right there watching and all of a sudden the person leaves, and it's not like they like, give me 1 second, it's literally right here, let me grab it. And, you'll keep hearing the trailer voice of, guys, I'll be right back. I'm grabbing it. It's right here. All right. You're still talking to your audience, right? Life happens. Give yourself a break. But I'm talking about people that literally they'll run off camera and it's just a blank screen. And then you're just left there with the people in the comments and they're going, okay, then. Have you ever had that? It's funny as heck. Prepare for the unexpected. That's right. And then you know what? When things go wrong, because things will happen when you go live. I mean, that's just real life, right? You learn from them. I always say, never lose, always learn. So there's always a lesson to take from something. All right. So every time you do something and you have an experience, you'll learn from it. It's called wisdom. And as you go along in business, the further you go along, the more wisdom you collect. And that is what makes you a very wise entrepreneur, right? Now, if you're making mistakes and every day you show up not planned, then you know what? Then maybe you need to put some more effort into it, right? People will see the effort that you put into it. So if you make a mistake, you just want to keep going. Sometimes just acknowledging what happened, like something happens. Oh my gosh, I remember some of you guys might even been on that live. I did 20 days live of painting with our 20 colors of Junk Monkey milk paint. And that's the stuff that reacts very, very easy, okay? It's the fragile stuff. Pickle is the stuff on the chalky style paint, sticks wherever you put them. All right, you're under control with him. When you go live with milk paint, there is an element of spontaneity because you don't know what Miss Petunia is going to do, right? And I remember I was doing a challenge. Matt held the camera for me. We chit-chatted back and forth. And we did 20 projects over 20 days of teaching how to use the milk paint. Those are all here. Those are all on my other YouTube channel if you ever want to go back and find them, if you really want to get a really good feel for the milk paint. 20 surfaces in 20 days, right? Think about Facebook Lives. Think about that. I went 20 days with different colors of milk paint over different surfaces. And then, you learn as a painter because you've got experience now so you can talk to it. Oh man, there ain't nothing that I haven't put that stuff on, right? That I didn't learn about. But I remember one time we had a table and it was really super shine glossy. And now I know that paint, Miss Petunia, she falls off, she cracks, she chips, she just does whatever. She just throws temper tantrums. She will fall on the floor. She'll do whatever. And you have no control, okay? But that's fun. And when you go into it knowing that that's kind of fun, right? It's not boring. That's exciting to me, especially if you're a distressed lover. I painted this thing an entire color, all right? By the time I got around the other side of it, sure enough, she chipped and cracked. Well, by the time I got around this end table and it had dried, I kid you not, there might have been 5% of the actual paint left on the piece because it was so shiny that it entirely fell off. So Matt's behind the camera. He's touching it. We got lots of people watching. That's why I keep it real, right? People know when you're real. If he's touching it going, Sonia, I think we have an issue here because everything has fallen off that I just touched with my finger, right? Sure enough, get around the entire piece. Everything wants to fall off. Well, now we don't even have a painted piece because you look on the floor and it's just filled with all these yellow chippies of paint, right? What are you going to do? You go, okay, all right, well, that just shows you, all right, use that as an example that is what Miss Petunia could do. So how about we buff it up a little bit, give her some extra teeth, something to sink her paws into, and we go around, or we add some extra bond, right, to the situation. I call it some James Bond to the situation, and it was a learning moment, right? But you can't deny what happened. So if you made a mistake and it's on camera, you know, everybody has seen it as well, right? So why not just say something? Well, I didn't think it was going to turn out like that, but that's okay. Power paint. I got this. I got this. I got my extra bond, and we can, you know what, just do twice the fun, and we're going to paint it again. All right. And by adding the extra bond and going around, it was like an extra glue that helped Miss Petunia stick on, and I buffed it with a sand pad, right? It was fine. And everybody learned together, and it was fun, and it came out awesome. And I sold that piece, and everything is happy. And I lived through it, and I'm still here today to tell the story. Things will go wrong, and it's fun as well when things go wrong, just to make a joke out of it, right? When things go wrong, just make a joke out of it. But here's the point. Just keep going, all right? Whatever you focus on will grow in business in general. Why are you going to shine a light on a mistake that you made or real life that happens? Stuff that's even out of your control that happens that you weren't anticipating, right? So just go into it knowing that funny stuff will happen. Things will happen. You go, well, I didn't mean that to happen. You know, that's okay. Okay, we got this. We got this. And you do have this, right? You have the arsenal. You have the, you're able to control it and fix it, all right? And do it again because you're in control. And there's no reason why you can't do a do-over. So if you cut a piece of fabric wrong, right? You start to paint something, you go, oh my gosh, that color just looks terrible. Okay, all right. Let's just go ahead and dry that part and like pick a different color. You know, and you can say to your audience, I just wasn't liking that. Were you liking that? That leads me into the next tip about participation, okay? So if it's all a one-way street, then you can really feel like, oh gosh, this is even more scarier than it is. When you realize that people are doing it with you and people are there to support you, people will even give you suggestions, okay? People will tell you if you missed a spot. People will tell you, you know what, if you did the top a dark versus that color, it probably would pop a whole lot more. And listen to what they're saying. You know, you're able to talk back to them. It helps fill out your 10 minutes that you're desperately trying to fill out. You know, you guys can talk back and forth, and they can help you give ideas. You know, if right now, I'm going to look in the comment section. I feel a little froggy this morning. See, that will happen to you too. That is real life, okay? That's real life. Who else is a little froggy in the morning until they get going? So I've been talking for a while. I'm going to look over in the comments, okay? And see what's there. Okay. So Barb is asking a question. Did you create a group page off your personal page? So if I wanted to chime in right now and say, hey, Barb, yes, definitely make sure you do that. And was it yesterday? Man, time flies. Yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, about creating a Facebook business page. Definitely do that, my friend, right? Yes, Lisa's saying you could connect your group page to your business page and post as the business page to your group. Yes, you can post back and forth. Absolutely. So I just chimed in and talked a little bit with you guys in the comment section. Do that with your people as well. Talk back to them. Business is about relationships, and you don't just go to your friend's house and spew and talk, okay? You're going over there, and it's a two-way street. You're asking them questions too. They're asking you questions, right? That's just how life works. And so when you're on Facebook Live, that's how it works as well. So get them to participate. And so remember, tomorrow I told you we're going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of a Facebook Live, how to break it down in your mind so it's not so crazy. And I'm going to help you as well with that participation, with like how to get more participation and how to, like, some good questions that you can ask. Right now, I'm going to give you guys some ideas for Facebook Live. So if you're like, I don't know, what could I do? What could I do? I'm just going to kind of get brainstorm with you a bunch of ideas that I wrote down. And maybe while I'm talking, let this be your homework for today. Okay, this is your participation part right here. And I want you to engage right here in the live chat with me, because we can all talk back to each other and get ideas. All right. So I want you, as I go through these ideas, you write down an idea, like one idea, even just one idea that could potentially work. Because you know, when you put it on paper or you type it out and you take it out of your brain, right? You get clarity through action, and actually there's a greater chance of it happening. And I want you to go do a live. You're probably not going to feel up to it today if you haven't done one before. That's okay. Continue to listen and then put it into action, all right? And feel good about it. And we're all doing it here together. So as I go through these ideas, be prepared. Pick one out that you're like, I guess I could do that. All right. And then at least approach it and put it in the comment section. All right. And give me some hearts and some love this morning. Let's share some love around. It is Friday after all. So that's always a good thing. So ideas for Facebook Live. All right. How you could show them how to use something. Teach them how to use something. How many people have seen you doing whatever it is your superpower is, whatever that thing is? Thank you guys. I love you so much. You make my day. I swear to goodness. So if you are so good at something, okay, and the people who tell you that you're good at it and you get questions even about in your life before you even put yourself out there, all right, and they ask you how to use something, all right, like you guys, I get questions every single day from people in my inbox that say, Sonia, it's very inspiring to see you start from scratch, from nowhere, from ground zero, and build your business where it is today. I was wondering if you have some tips, if you could help me, because I am just starting out, right? How can you help people? You can teach them. Hello, this is a class example. I'm teaching you what I know about how to grow your Facebook page, all right? So you could teach them instructions and know-how. Knowledge is power. And you know what? It took you a while to gain this power, to gain this knowledge, right? And you can help somebody else with that. So think about a question they've asked you. Is there something informational that you could get back to them that could change their life and really help them, right? So it could also be teaching and helping them. Maybe they see you paint furniture. Like I said, that's the world we live in, but this can apply to anything. How do you take one of those pictures where the background is blurred? I'll show you how to do that on here as well if you keep on watching every single day with something new. But yeah, questions like that. Maybe you're a photographer and you're really, really good at that, right? Somebody says, I don't know how to pick color. You know, that was a question I answered this week. Somebody said, Sonia, and I went live and I answered that question. Somebody said, I'm nervous about putting color in a space because basically, in a nutshell, she was saying she doesn't want to put too much color into a space, not knowing when enough is enough, and it turns into the circus, right? And so I talked about if you got neutral walls, put your pop of color in front of that on your accessories, aka your painted furniture, right? Now, if you have colorful walls, pick neutrals on your furniture so it goes against it and you have a nice balance. Just giving people tips. If you want a farmhouse look, the super sauce, the magic sauce is just a combination of all neutrals. So no color into your space. Maybe your greenery is the most pop of color you're going to put in there, right? Something natural from the outside. So just giving people easy ways to think about stuff is a huge help for them, right? You're the expert in something. And like I say, you are ahead of somebody else who is just starting out. If you have painted 5 pieces of furniture, if you have painted one piece of furniture, you are ahead of somebody who has never painted a piece of furniture at all, right? We always have something to give. And what's amazing is that when you go live and you give yourself, there is nobody else in the world that's like you, right? The experiences, the things you've gone through shape who you are as a person. And so people will listen to the people that they like talk on a certain topic versus the people that they just can't identify with, the people who are not personable. Have you ever gone looking for a topic and you just stumble across a bunch of people? Classic point here on YouTube. Tell me if this has happened to you. So you're looking for something on YouTube or even on Google, and there's a video comes up, since we're talking about live video, and you need help on a certain topic, and there's like a zillion videos, and you click on one, you're like, no, can't, don't even like the sound of his voice. Nope, X off. All right, find somebody else. All right, no, she's not even like telling me anything. I have no ideas. She's not even like giving me any action tips. Nope, click off that, right? This person here, I just can't vibe with her, right? No, right? Can't do it. So you will eventually find somebody to listen to, but it's because you're attracted to them, right? Like the way they speak, the manner they speak, the how they break it down, their format, whatever they do, right? So being you and being personable is awesome. So show up and teach them stuff in your own personal way. All right, so yes, how to do something, how to teach them something. I'm looking over here to see if you guys have found a title that could even fall into that. Do you do something right now where you could teach them? Okay, Jocelyn says, I'm going to dry brush and use gilding wax on a fine thrift store find today. Good deal. So you got your topic, right? When you have a plan, you are going to stick to it. Otherwise, if you lose yourself, you lose your audience. Think about that. If you lose yourself, you lose your audience. All right, another idea. You could give them a behind the scenes. If you know what, if you've been doing lives for a while, or even if you're just starting off, and you've posted pictures, people love to see where you work, right? And you could say, go live and be like, hey guys, it's Sonia. You often see me with this in the background. I never really showed you the space that I work in. And I thought maybe I would show you. We all love to see each other's craft rooms. We all love to get ideas of how we organize. You could go live and show somebody how to organize, I don't know, how you organize your paints, right? We love it when we see people going, where do you put yours to? What kind of cart do you put it in yours? What one have you found works well for you, right? That's adding value to somebody right there, showing them the behind the scenes of your garage, your setup, your favorite place that you love to paint, anything like that in regards to the behind the scenes stuff that they don't already see. One of you guys asked me over the last couple days, can we see the setup that you do, Sonia, so we have an idea? Can you ask Matt to take a picture for you? Do you see what I'm saying? It is. We're just interested to know how other people do it so we can get ideas ourselves, all right? You can do the actual DIY, how to glaze, like we just talked about, right? I don't know, how to make a beaded necklace, how to work with mosaics, how to work with paper arts, anything. How to use a, how to put your jug monkey paint into a sprayer when you're doing multiple projects, right? That was a big question. So we did a whole thing this past summer on how to do that. This is a good one, question and answer. If you can't come up with anything, go back to your last couple posts that you've posted out and see what feedback people are leaving. Is there something that they're struggling with? If they leave you a comment that like, oh, Sonia, you do this so well, I'm just not very good at my brush strokes right now. All right, I need to help my people with their brush strokes so they can become better, all right? So if you are giving people what they need, then you're going to be more relevant because you're answering the questions that are on their mind, right? And remember, we talked about this week that not everybody will tell you what's on their mind. They just won't. They won't take the time. They won't put themselves out there, anything like that, right? They don't want attention given to themselves. So sometimes one person can represent a lot of people. So if you get a comment about that, don't disregard it. Go, oh, I should make a note of that. And even if you can't get to it right now, make a note of it on a whiteboard or go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself one of those little whiteboards for $1 that's erasable and write down a bunch of stuff, right? And cross it out and wipe it off. That's what I do. I have a bunch of those little dollar store whiteboards. So Q&A is really, really good. You could also do a post before and say things like, hey friends, I'm getting ready to go live later this evening. Give me your best questions. What would you like me to answer for you, right? I could do that today when I get off of here. I'm gonna go live tonight on my Facebook page, Jug Monkey Paint Company. What is it that you'd like to see me talk about? Yeah, people will tell you. All right, you could talk about the latest project that you did. Hey friends, it's Sonia. I'm a night owl. So while you were sleeping last night, I wanna show you what I was working on. This was a mug that I painted. I wish. This was a mug that I painted, and this is what I was working on. I did a fox, and I think next I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe an owl or a raccoon, because I love me some woodland creatures. But yeah, anybody else out there in love with foxes? This is the orange I used right here. I love this. So showing somebody something that you did, and then you know what? Chances are somebody's going to go, I love that too. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And then if they say something like along the lines of, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Will you show us how to paint it? Yeah, I could definitely set something up. Now you've got an idea for another Facebook Live, right? Just jumping on and saying, guys, I did something last night that I never did before, or I tried a new color combination today, or I'm so proud of how this turned out last night. I wanted to show you guys, give you some inspiration that this is a great idea, because if you can find the base of this mug at Walmart. It's an unpaintable ceramic. You can put the color onto it, and this is what it looks like now, right? So you could announce the last project that you did. You could announce news that you have going on. Guys, it's Sonia popping on live. I want to tell you that I finally started a website. You guys have asked me if I sell my stuff. And so I decided to create a place where everything that I paint and I create or I make, that I have a place for you guys to go. You can go live and, hey guys, I just added something new. You know what I should go live on today? True story, as I'm talking about this out loud. Our supplies that we have been waiting for a long time for jugmonkeypaint.com, the brushes, the cheesecloth, oh my gosh, the Krug cutters, all the tools, the supplies. all got restocked last evening. All right. So do I wait for people to go to my website? There's always people on my website. All right. And when you have a website, you're going to be able to see things like how many people are visiting it and all those sorts of analytics that help you out. Right. So at any given time, I can tell how many people are on my website. And there's people there all the time looking. When people find you, they're up all hours of the night. That is the beauty of when you take your business online. You don't have to wait for people to come through your doors. If I don't open my storefront today because the roads are just so atrocious that, you know what, it is not worth being on the road for, and we'll just reopen tomorrow, then you know what, my online store is still open, right? So side nugget there, we're going to work on getting to the online space, all right? But I could go live today, and the moment I go live and draw attention to it, that, hey guys, those brushes that you have been waiting so long for, one of my favorite brushes in the world, which is the shortcut brush, the awesome rubber handle, ergonomic, light to use, $5.99, priced amazingly. So if you go to bed and you forget to wash it, there's ways to get it to on freeze, which will be another great live video. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like if you put that out there to people, that's a way you can go live. So tell them the news of what you got going on. Guys, I just did these 2 signs, and I just wanted to let you know that I put them live on my website. Friends, I have these 2 signs available. If you're interested, make sure you email me over here. The first people to get to me, can have them. I only have 2 right now. So share the news of what you got going on. Live tours are awesome. So we talked about doing the showing people the behind the scenes. You can do a live tour of anything you want to show them, right? Anything that you want to show them. Explain how something works. To really understand, for me, one of the big ones is what's the difference between the milk paint and the chalky style paint, right? I'm always breaking down the difference. There's always new people joining your social media, all right? There's always new people finding you, and you will always get the same questions over and over again. So make sure that you're always helping your audience and understanding that. And if somebody, I learned this when I worked in hospitality management, when I was in human resources at a very large hospitality resort. And one of the things that you learn is you could be the person at the front desk, okay? And somebody's going to walk up and they're going to go, think how many times the people, any public place you go in, the gas station, all right, anywhere, can you tell me where the bathroom is? Can you tell me where the bathroom is? I mean, I go and I ask all the time if I'm in a new place, and that person behind the counter, and they were like, seriously, I have heard that question 2 million times. I just asked a question. I don't know what somebody asked before me, right? So when people are on your page and you're like, I get this question one more time, I'm going to lose my marbles. Put it into perspective and know that there are people all the time joining your page, and they need your help. Right? And so just like if you asked where the bathroom was in a public place, that question has been asked 1 million times before you stepped in, you would hope that you would get it with courtesy and somebody would actually give you the answer and help you, right? So we have to do that. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Naomi. I love it. I got my moderators in here, and it is so awesome because they get a wrench. And I was just thinking last night that it's like Wreck-It Ralph, right? You just take that wrench and you do what you got to do. Because when you go live, you're out in the wild of the internet, and the wild come out. It's all good. That's how you know you're getting great reach and that people are finding you. All right. So explain how something works. How about a before or after transformation? When I was in my prime of doing cabinet transformations, we all love a good cabinet transformation. Last night, we all love transformations in general, okay? Last night, I started going down the rabbit hole of watching all these short haircuts, okay? Long-haired people that get to a point where they're like, I have long hair, I want short hair. I have short hair, I want long hair, right? It's just one of those things we have to deal with. Watching the before and the after transformation, right? Like, love it, sucked into it. Same thing works with anything that you're doing creative. People love a good before and after. Look what these scraps can become. Look how this bed was morphed and changed into the most awesome painted bench filled with pillows. And they go, oh my gosh, I got to find a bed frame like that too for $5 or for free, right? Before and afters. Oh, I loved. I knew the power of paint. So showing people brownie frowny cabinets or furniture, and then doing a live later on in like a week later when your cabinets are finished coming on, showing how they look now, completely different, right? Befores and afters are great ideas for Facebook Lives. You can come on and you could talk to them about, that's your hair right now, Kelly. You could come on and you could talk to them about what you learned. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be a physical thing that you're doing. Sometimes, you've walked through something in your life and you can come on and you can talk about something, right? So I could come on right now today and go, what I learned about having a brick and mortar business and how I learned to pace myself or whatever it is. It could be something that's a little bit more of a bigger picture that you learned. I did this experience and this is what I learned from it. I painted my first piece of furniture and this is what I learned from it. I went into a giant flea teak that had 32,000 square feet. I was overwhelmed, but this is what I learned from it. This is the map of how I ended up doing it to accomplish it all. You know what I mean? Just insert anything and come on and talk about what you learned from it. I learned from using a gazillion different brushes. Which one is my favorite, guys? And here is why. All right. Great topics. All right. And onto that, you could roll into best tips, right? Best tips also work. Best tips when you're painting, best tips for, best tips for things that you can use for risers to prop your furniture up with. So have you guys taken the time to put something in the comments, an idea? When I went through all those that you had that gut feeling of like, I guess I could show them how I sew this or how I make this or this one part. All right. You could do a lot of things and break it up into a bunch of lives as well. Instead of doing one big long thing and committing to it, just do one thing, come back the following day and say, we're going to pick up where we left off. That's a great way, especially as you're learning the stamina to keep it all going. That's awesome. See, Bar, you guys are having a conversation and Barbara's saying, Kim, I watched your live with Sonia and I was so enthralled with what you were doing. I didn't even look at your clothes. No, and Kim's good. We're going to do another fun live next week. So stay tuned for that. I'm doing something really fun on my Junk Monkey Paint Company page. And Kim is going to be my very first guest for it. And we're going to do posters on furniture. But that just proves that people don't care at the end of the day. If you're giving good information and you're a good person and they identify and they connect with you, it becomes like a friend. You're visiting a friend and you're not looking at how many dishes are in their sink. You're not looking at, whatever is a mess around their house, because you're just happy to spend time with them. Because when you're with them, remember the whole saying, if you leave them better than you found them. And, when you're with a friend online, it's the same sort of thing, right? That, I just watched that. I hung out for a little bit and I feel empowered to try a DIY that I've been thinking about. I feel like empowered and inspired to do something that I had no idea how it worked. Now, Kim broke down how to do it and gave me all the steps, right? So, doing that sort of thing, you'll have lots to talk about because you just talk about while you're doing the project, right? And just keep it on rolling. So Chris says, watch for people's comments so I can answer them. Facebook lets me know each time someone makes a comment exactly and looks at your page. You want to answer each comment of your viewers later. Exactly. Go in and remember, like I said, more people will watch on replay than they will watch you live. That is a fact. All right. So when you're going live, you just keep on going and you do your thing and you're going to post it to your page. As soon as you're done the video, it's going to say, do you want to discard it or do you want to keep it on your wall? And you know what? You can make that call, right? Obviously, you did the work. You wanted to stay there and continue to reach more people because you've taken the time and the energy to do it. So you know what? Put it on your wall and have it archived so that way you did the work. When somebody says, again, how do you glaze? They can go back and they can find that video until you're ready and in a position to redo a video and do a different project showing it, right? But it goes to your wall and people will find that. Do you ever see people, even on over at Junk Monkey Paint Projects, it's a big place where people will go, I can't find the video where Sonia showed us how to do the raised stencil with the Dollar Tree or the dollar store stuff. So you can do this really cool raised stencil effect. Anybody know where I can find that video? I don't know where. I saw the video of Sonia showing you how to take a countertop and use paint and stain to make a really nice durable countertop that looks like really dark wood, but I can't find it, right? If I didn't save those videos, then, it would be a lot of work to always recreate it, right? You're a creator. And so when you create something, put your all into it, do the things, be personable, plan and practice. Do a nice, well-rounded live to the best of your ability and leave it right there on your wall for more people to come in and see. Kim says, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Sonia. And you know what? Kim makes our community a better place. And so I am so glad that she is here. And so she doesn't realize that I love her. She should, though, okay? So you can make the most amazing friends online, and it can be a very supportive place. And people will show up. People will show up to bat for you. And if you show your true colors on camera, then this is what's amazing as well. This is just the thing that I will end on, all right? If you're building a business and you're worried about what people will say about you, let your reputation speak volumes. And if you have put yourself out there so many times, if you have, done that so many times, and people know what you stand for, they know who you are. When one off person makes a comment, ever hear that saying, live your life in a way that when somebody hears something bad about you, they're going to go, that is so not true, right? Because I know what really goes on, all right? So in business, when you're going live and you're showing people and you're taking care of people, if somebody comes out to try to cause a problem, all those people who really know what you stand for, they will come to your aid. They will show up in that comment section and say, that is rude. They will come and they will have your back. And that is what's beautiful. So make sure when you're doing your Facebook Lives that know that you are growing your own tribe of ladies and gentlemen, people who will want to come and surround you, be part of your community, bring them into your community. And that way, when you feel like you're going live, you won't feel like you're like standing there, you're the only one, and you're like, people are going to judge me, right? Like you're surrounded by people. It makes it easier. People got your back. Lisa has a good question. She says, I would love to see your setup that you are recording from. Absolutely. Do you have your desk set up? So I'm in a room right now. This is a spare bedroom in my house that actually I'm getting ready to work on the floor. So it's an empty space behind me because all this carpet is coming up and I'm going to do renovations. So I've kind of made this my home for the first little bit, but I'll probably get started on this coming week. So even as soon as tomorrow, I'm probably going to move my setup because this is temporary for me. But all you need is light coming into you, projecting on your face, whether that is, so for example, if I really wanted to, I just set up here because I have a desk to sit this on. You could go and find a desk by the side of the road. You could go to Goodwill and find a table for $5. You could paint it and make it your own. And I mean, do you guys remember when I did those plastic tables that I got from Walmart and I did decoupage over the top and I did that was about 2 years ago. Can you believe that? Or a year and a half, 2 years ago. I did all the decoupage and the layering of the stencils in between to do this really cool broken pattern. We put unicorns on it and all that fun stuff. I have 2 of those, right? I could set one up in front of my window right here. You just want light coming forward, not light from behind you, all right? Always coming forward. And a table, and then if you have a laptop, or you can go live from your smartphone. That's all you need. And if you have a smartphone from the last few years or a laptop from the last few years, technology is so amazing. I know you can go live from that without having to think that you need the best of the best, right? Just going live from your phone is amazing. I would go live from my phone, to be totally honest with you. But one of the things with YouTube, as I shared with you guys, is the more followers that you get, and you have a proven track record with YouTube, YouTube unlocks different levels for you. All right. So as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers here, I get a community tab, and then I can like post pictures and stuff for you guys, right? Here's a picture of my setup today. Here's where the new space I moved my stuff to, and this will be its actual regular home that I'll be broadcasting from. So that's exciting. When we reach 1,000, we're so close. I think we have 25 more people to join the group, and then Facebook will go, okay, you got a proven track record here. I'm going to give you a community tab. And that's going to be beautiful to be able to work from. But right now, I'm choosing to go live from my laptop because YouTube will not let me go live from my phone. I did not earn mobile broadcasting rights just yet. But I think it's when I reach as well 1,000 subscribers that YouTube will go, okay, again, you've proven yourself. You got a good history there, Sonia. All right, we don't think you're going to go broadcast from your phone and take that, it's like they give you more freedom. Because it's going to be hard for me to take this laptop into a crowd and like film something that I probably shouldn't be filming, right? This is a stationary thing. So this is very home-based. If I go into a crowd anywhere, I could go live from my phone, and it could be anything, anywhere, right? And I could put anything up, not good stuff up, right? Capture stuff that really shouldn't be out on the internet. So YouTube, you do a proven track record, and then they will unlock the ability to go live from your phone for me, which is awesome because then all I can do is put my phone up. I can do a morning live anywhere. If I wanted to sit in the front seat of my car and go, "Good morning, guys. It's Sonia. We're going to go live and have a business chat here. Today I'm on my way to blah, blah, blah." And we can take the show on the road, right? So there's something to be said for consistency, right? Oh, Kim says, Sonia, how do you set up to do a live tutorial? Do you mean like with all your stuff set up? Like where you put your stuff? Yeah, absolutely, Kelly. Every single social media platform, and YouTube is really not social media. YouTube is a search engine. Google owns YouTube. So think about this. If you are putting your stuff on YouTube, and remember, just get good at being in one place. And then when you get good in one place, you can move to a different platform. Master one thing. Don't put all the balls in the air when you learn one thing at a time. Throw one more ball in there at a time. Otherwise, you will get overwhelmed and all your balls will fall to the floor, okay? So get good at one place. Get good at Facebook, all right? Get good at Instagram. And then when you get good at YouTube, YouTube is a whole other beast in itself. But the very fact, I'll leave you with this, the very fact that Google owns YouTube, Google, we all know Google, and the power of Google is everywhere. So things that you put on YouTube, and I'm going to teach you guys about YouTube here in this group, the things that you put on YouTube, if Google owns it, don't you think Google is going to help promote good content? That's a great way to get in front of a mass of people, because now you can show up into, to search results. So if you did, like me and Kim are going to go do next week, a co-hosted show of how to put posters on your furniture, right? That can be something that is highly searchable, right? You fill in the blank with whatever tutorial you are doing as an example. So if you choose that YouTube is the place that you're doing it, then that's a great thing, because you're archiving what you've already done, and it can be exhausting doing it over and over again. And the whole idea is to do something and people find you, right? So as you grow your businesses, you'll learn about the different platforms, and you'll learn what your strong suit is and where you really, really want to be and where you excel. Some people are like, there are people out there that dream of being speakers and traveling the world and being on stages with millions of people in front of them, or all these people that show up because that is just what they view as part of their success, that is what they would, that's part of their why. They want to show up on stage and they want to do this and that. Instead of sucking the life out of them, for some of us, that'd be like, no, thank you. That gives them energy, right? Doesn't drain them, but empowers them and gives them that surge of energy, right? For other of us is like, nope, I would prefer to motivate and stay home in my pajamas and use my online space as my platform to help people every single day. So you just kind of got to do what's best for you. But I say that to say that you will go on to use different social media and to do different things in the business that serve you, okay? That like makes sense for you. Because if you're that car that has the square tires on, it's going to be a bumpy road. Going back to the questions I asked, right? Are you operating within your zone of genius, your zone of superpower, they call it, all right? Whatever it is that you're good at. Because if you are aligning your business with what you're good at and what you naturally want to do, you're going to be more successful because it's natural. It oozes from you. Kim says, just be yourself. Thank you, Briar Creek Cottage. Hi, Sonia. I'm really enjoying your daily business coaching. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad you're learning so much. I love hanging out with you guys. So tomorrow I'm going to talk with you guys, and whether you're doing this on YouTube or you're going on Instagram or you're going on Facebook to go live, I'll talk about a couple of those places tomorrow, but I want to talk to you about the actual now. Okay. All right. I'm getting ideas for what I could go live on. Sonia's kind of like shaking the dust loose a little bit here. I'm warming up. I got some possibilities here, right? Now I want to talk to you more about, okay, well, how do you open your Facebook Live? And it doesn't always, every time you say something, it doesn't always come out the same way, because that's part of being a human being, okay? A human being. And so let's think about tomorrow. What should be in the beginnings? Like, how should I map it out? When you say plan it out, Sonia, you talked about having all the stuff around you, but is there anything more that goes into mapping it out and planning it out and viewing it like a beginning, a middle, and an end? What are those parts? All right, we're going to fill it in tomorrow. All right, guys, it's coming up to 9 o'clock. I hope you have a terrific day. It has been a lovely chat. Thank you for being here. And I hope I left you better than you walked into this lovely coaching session today. I hope I left you better than I found you. Gave you some food for thought, and know that you are never alone, that we are all in it together. Thank you for showing up for a little bit of inspiration, because being an entrepreneur is very lonely, right? But it's only as lonely as you choose to make it. And so if you want a community, create it yourself, right? The best way to do is, I've thought for a long time that I would love to have a community of other fellow creatives just to connect with and talk about business with. And I couldn't find the right place. I love the idea of getting up early in the morning, having a cup of coffee, doing it live, having a live chat with people, with real people. Like, how awesome is that? To start your day off with a surge of energy, with an adrenaline rush. And then we all say goodbye, and we all go and we all do our things, and we show up in the morning and say, what did you get done yesterday, right? How did your life go? We're continuing to grow our community here, and we are 17 days into it, and I think we are rocking and rolling. And we just got, go forth and create. That is exactly right. So if there's something in your business that you just wish existed, why not create it yourself? Some of us are just born to be natural leaders, and, create your Facebook business page, create a community for people to come, right? And you create the place that you only dreamed of, that you wish existed. Create a product that you wish existed. Hello, right? The labor of love. It is a great way to start the day. It sure is. All right, is somebody saying good night? Oh, okay. All right. I thought I read that wrong. Go bananas. Go bananas. All right, I'm off. Make it a wonderful Friday, because you can make the day what it is. All right. I'm going to have a good day. I want you to. All right. Take care, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.